Well, at this point, it's January 2019. It's been about 6 months since we went to Guatemala, and what you're about to see is our last day in Guatemala. And the reason we're making this video is I realized that I didn't record a lot on the last day.
Well, we were busy, and I feel like there was a lot going on for you to think about recording.
It's true. On the last day, we ended up doing a whole banquet thing, which I think I ended up speaking at.
Yeah,
So the video of that is somewhere. I'll have to find that and add that later.
Allison has it.
So we'll find that, and then also we had to get up and leave at like
3 a.m.
Yeah.
Well, we got up at 3 and left at 4, just to make sure everything was packed.
Yeah, we got back to Juan and Veronica's house at like 11 or something.
It was, yeah.
And then we had to leave. We had to leave at 3, I think.
Maybe it was like 3:30.
Something like that.
Yeah.
But it was ridiculous. We barely slept. Flew all the way home. Well, flew to Panama and then to LA and then had to drive 5 hours home.
People at the airport threw out our coffee.
Oh, yeah.
Because you can't take ground coffee on an airplane.
Pro tip if you're going to be flying from Guatemala. I don't know how this is anywhere else, but if you got coffee beans in a bag, whole beans, no problem. Ground coffee beans, though?
No ground beans.
Big problem.
Yeah, they'll throw it out. Let you keep the bag empty.
Yeah, and I spent $28 on that coffee. My wife was not happy.
No, I was really tired and really grumpy at that point.
Yeah, it was...
sick. I was, sick at that point.
I'm just glad that it happened at the end of the trip, because if that had happened at the beginning of the trip, that would have been a little different. Huh? Today's your last day in Guatemala, and Brianna has a lot of flea bites. I have one flea bite.
Fleas?
Yeah.
How'd you guys get those?
Animals? Anyway, speaking of fleas, which in Spanish is pulga, our host family's dog, Pulgas, is missing. We can't find it. My assumption is that there's dogs in heat in the streets, and that's how it got away. But it's devastating news for them, half of the family. Actually, only one. Everyone else is glad that dog left because it's mean. But Juan is sad.
Juan cried last night.
Yeah, Juan cried last night.
Said he had to leave dinner to go cry. But hello. Morning.
Hi.
Video. Hi. One last time.
Are we all repping? Yeah. Oh, good.
I'm sorry.
I'm almost ripping. My shirt's a little tight, so it's almost ripping, but we're all repping.
Hey, because I almost died like 3 times right here last night.
I love you.
No, it doesn't matter. No, en este caso, la primera persona tiene que dividir a todos. Entonces, aquí, la próxima persona tiene que reempacarlos. Entonces, separar, reempacar. Entonces, sí. Entonces, la primera persona está separando. Segundo, está reempacando. Tercero, separar. Cuatro.
I need to do it twice.
Yeah, so you're going to put them in.
Do you want me to go twice for you?
Don't try to throw them.
Do you want me to go again, Alvaro? Do you want me to do it?
Yeah, you can do it.
Okay.
You can do it. You are faster.
You guys are up by 2 people right now.
Oh.
You can get back at them. Bueno. Muy bien. Bueno,
Bless you.
ahorita. Tenemos un juego más.
Bless you.
Ahorita.
So anyway, at this point it's been 6 months, and we, for a couple months, were like, hey, do you want to go to Guatemala for a long time? And then what happened?
I don't know what happened after that.
Well, then we were like, yeah, okay, we'll start applying. And then we, didn't do it. And then we ended up talking to Noah, who's the director down in Guatemala. and he was like, "Hey, you're trying to close a door that God hasn't closed yet, so stop and keep going, and let me know what happens." And so, that's not exactly what he said, but we are back on the process of possibly going and serving full time in Guatemala. And so, if you're watching this, prayers for that, and we'll keep you updated. We're vloggers now.
Yeah, we've applied. We haven't been like, yes, you can go, or no, you can't. We're just kind of seeing what God will do, and if He closes a door, then we know that He'll open up a door somewhere else. And if He leaves this door to Guatemala open, then we will try to be as faithful as we can and keep walking that way.
I think something that's interesting is that we got back in the mode or whatever of, going through our applications, and we got it all done, and like now it's kind of like not in our hands anymore. And it was after that I started editing these videos again of Guatemala, and was like, dang, like I really want to be there. Like it'd be great if that's what God wants us to do. Not that it's like 100% yet, but I'm glad that I waited to edit the videos, even though it was just kind of like I got busy. But it was good that I did it after. That way I wasn't like, oh, I'm just filling out this application because I just edited these videos and I miss it. It was like I did it backwards. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, enjoy the last day of Guatemala. And I'm sorry that it was kind of an uneventful one, which is why we added this part. So have a great one.
Bye.